welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are back for another live action race here from Talladega Motor Speedway in the East to West Apparel Company Arca Series. We're looking at Mr. Dustin Buck in his shiny new chrome car, that number 68 machine. Just finishing his first lap. Not doing very good here in his first lap. That might be a ploy to maybe start back deeper in the field. Roy Hyde so far has the fastest lap on track. Tom Queering jumping up to second in that number 46 Jeff Gordon Rainbow Warrior DuPont car. Love that paint scheme. Can't go wrong with that one. Let's see if we can find someone who's still turning a lap. Alan Wernicke looks like he's running his second lap. See if he's able to improve on his qualifying run. He is currently sitting in sixth. Dylan Dunford edged him out there. Dustin Buck with a blistering second lap, going to take home first. Alan Wernicke is going to jump up to third. I'm not quite sure their strategy, but it seems to be working. Kyle Ingerfeld gains a couple positions. We do have a lot of drivers that look like they're opting to not run any qualifying laps. Just starting in the back, we do have a 50-lap event here tonight. 60% fuel load, so they cannot go the distance on fuel. We have 3 extra sets of tires coming into this evening. A lot of these guys are just going to kind of play it safe. Dustin Buck has a huge point lead coming into tonight. With only a couple races left in the season, he's going to want to try to protect that the best he can. And Talladega is always such a crapshoot when it comes to getting a good finish. Let's see, is there anybody else left going out on the track? No. So it looks like the top 11 cars qualified. We'll get up here our qualifying results. Alright, so starting off on that front row, we got Dustin Buck and Forrest Hamilton Jr. Row number 2, Alan Wernicke and Matt Moreau in that number 38 machine showing up strong tonight. Row number 3, we got Joshua Reese and Roy Hyde. Row number 4, Tom Queering, Dylan Dunford. Row number 5, Kyle Ingerfeld and Brad Steffen. Row number 6, James Polsky and Josh Fox. Oops, might have went one too many clicks there. Alright, in row number 7, we got James Budd and Travis Lapenas. Row number 8, we got Devin Smith and Jackson Ordine Qualley. In row number 9, Mr. Daniel Park and Jesse Adams. Row number 10, Sean Patrick and Ray Andrews. Row number 11, Derek Regal and Matthew Chandler. And then starting shotgun on the field all by him lonesome in that back row, Mr. Justin Walbring. Cars are starting to roll off, waiting on that 68 machine to get that motor fired and get running. Dustin Buck, brand new paint scheme done up tonight by FALCONGRAFIX. Outside of him, we got Hamilton. Hamilton had a really good run last week. Most of the race ran up front, got caught. Late race caution. Didn't quite get the finish he was looking for. Matthew Moreau in that 38 machine. Starting inside the top 5 here at Talladega. That nice, strong qualifying run by that 38 machine. We'll see if he hangs up front all night or if he's going to fall to the back. At these bigger tracks like this, 50 laps, I myself want to start in the back and maybe just chill out back there for a while and stay out of trouble. And there's two fields of thought. You stay up front and out of trouble, stay in the back and out of trouble, but the bad part is being in the middle. Alright, looks like we're going to go green coming out of turn number 4. I'm excited to see if we make it to green flag pit stops. We have at several other tracks ready this season, but you come into Talladega, you come off that turn number 4 doing a $180, $190, trying to get down to pit road speed of 55 miles an hour. Not the easiest thing to do. The iRacing pace car dips off. Dustin Buck and Hamilton gonna lead us to the green flag. We'll see if we can make it through turn number 1 at Talladega Super Speedway. You're gonna want to keep an eye on that number 7 car of Daniel Park. He's starting in the back tonight, but that is one of those drivers that always finds his way up front. Hyde making some moves already. Drops down to the bottom side to get underneath that 38 of Matt Moreau. Caution is out on the speedway already. Not quite sure what happened here. Let's see if we can't track it down. I don't see anything that shows who crashed. .55 car is kind of slow. Let's see if we can't back that up and see what happened to him. There we have our culprit, that 55 car of Jesse Adams. Comes down across the nose of the 26, spins himself out. No other cars collected. Nice piece of driving by those guys in the back to avoid a big one already on lap number 1. Alright, these guys got to catch up to the pace car and get re-racked and re-stacked, and we're going to go back at it again. If you are looking for a wrap, check out one of our proud sponsors, FALCONGRAFIX. They're looking to get back into the game. They've taken some time off, but man, they have been painting up some doozies. You look at that number 68 machine of Dustin Buck. They've painted that one up for him tonight. Special race for him. So check out FALCONGRAFIX on Facebook. Alright, looks like we're getting ready to re-rack, restack, go green. Got one more lap to go. Lights are still on that pace car. If you've never ridden around or seen the inside view of what this track is like, the banking on this track is just intense. You can see how much at an angle you are inside of that car. And then you're riding around here at 190 plus miles an hour, nose to tail. And with these Arca cars, with this current gen of Arca cars, you have to be super careful that if you do any kind of pushing with that bumper, you can get out of control real easy. Those bumpers from the front of one car to the back of the other car do not line up that great. So you do have to be super careful if you're trying to give any kind of bump drafting at all. These pace laps are super long around this 2.5 mile track. These cars look like they're barely crawling, but they are doing 70 miles an hour currently. Lee Krause in the number 99 machine. Unfortunately, looks like he missed the start of the Talladega race tonight. Not good for him. There was a substantial update coming into the race tonight. Looks like he might not have gotten everything done he needed to get done before the race started, and said he rolled up to the back gate during the anthem, was told to go home. So unfortunately, Mr. Lee Krause is missing this one. Alright, lights are off on the pace car. We're going to go green coming out of turn number 4. If you think you have what it takes to hang with these boys, come check out Rusty Misfits Racing League on Facebook. We can get you signed up for the league. We are going to be jumping into the next gen Arca cars here in the beginning of April when our new season number 6 rolls around. If you have not seen those cars, they look amazing. You got a Ford Mustang and a Toyota to choose from, and not that we don't have that here, but it's actually modeled into the cars and not just a template that we slap on over top of it. Alright, iRacing pace car dips back off. That 68 of Dustin Buck is going to lead us into the FALCONGRAFIX restart zone here. They're getting nose to tail, bunching them back up. Buck gets off to a nice start. Hamilton drops down in behind him. Looked like that 72 car might be hung out up on the top side by himself. Buck trying to throw him a draft. Teammates up there. Oh, we got the 89 of Brad Steffen dropping below that yellow line. Looks like he's going to fall to the back. Wernicke and Buck charging to the front. Here comes that 46 of Tom Queering. He's got that 94 of Dunford right tight behind him. Almost looks like the COT cars looking to break away in those two tandem car drafts. got a car out of shape down there below the yellow line. I think that is Chandler. It looks like he might be deciding to fall back a little bit. You see how close these guys are running already. Current speed 191 miles an hour for our leaders, and they are in a chess match that you would not believe. Matt Moreau in that number 38 machine holding strong in fourth. Tom Query now is going to fall down behind the 16 of Travis Lapenas for sixth. Ray Andrews in that number 13 machine having a good run in the early stages of this Talladega race. Josh Fox in that 22 Coca-Cola machine. Got Devin Smith glued to his back bumper trying to get that high line working. Also have Sean Patrick up there. Just not quite enough guys willing to make that move to the high line yet. Thanks everybody for tuning in tonight. Please give me a quick thumbs up if we've got a good sound quality. Do I need to turn up the cars a little bit? Here comes Josh Fox in that 22 machine. He's got that outside line hooked up, and they are making a charge to the front on that high side. Trying to get a little side draft action from the gentleman below them. Devin Smith in that 95 pushing Fox all the way to the front, trying to get him some lead laps going on. Down the back straight, side by side. Sean Patrick in that 26 machine up to sixth, third row on the outside. And look at that number 7 car of Mr. Daniel Park up 10 positions from where he started. Started 17th up to 7th. Josh Fox is going to lead that one thanks to the help of the 95 machine. He drops down low. Says thanks for the help, boys. Another place to go if you were looking for a fresh wrap is check out Steel Graphics and Designs by Michael Steele. That outside line, he did the first 3 cars, the 95, the 26, and the 7. Devin Smith holding strong on that outside. Not quite getting the push that he was given, but he's staying pretty tough out there, holding on, keeping that outside line relevant. How about we jump on board with one of these drivers? What do you say? If I can find my in-car camera cockpit. Here we go. We're going to jump on board with Mr. Devin Smith. Dustin Buck just jumped out in front of him to try to take the lead back. You see how close these cars are running. He is right on that back bumper. Actually gave him a little bit of a push right there. I heard these guys talking in practice about giving a push is alright as long as you make sure you are squared up on the guy in front of you. And you never want to push a pusher. That's where you get bad chain reactions. Buck has a slight advantage over that 22 machine. Ooh, Devin Smith makes a hard charge to the bottom. I think he's trying to get back to the back bumper of that 22 machine, his teammate. Tried talking to some of these drivers during practice to find out how long they thought they could go on a fuel run. Nobody was willing to give any kind of answers. They were keeping that pretty close to the vest today. We got 2 wide going back 8 rows right now. And we got 1 in the middle trying to go 3 wide. That's Jesse Adams in that 55 machine. Kind of stuck there in no man's land in the middle. Jackson Qualley working his way up to the front in that outside lane. He's up to 7th. Biggest mover of the race so far, though, is that Sean Patrick. Up 16 positions from where he started. That's impressive. We're only 14 laps into this 50-lap race. So you want to be aggressive but not too aggressive. Because in order to finish first you must finish. Jackson Qualley taking it 3 wide on that high side. He's able to hold strong with that number 7 machine. Still holding on. That 46 looked like he almost thought about taking it 4 wide for a minute. Jackson being all the way up there in that high side has kind of stalled out that outside lane. Well, what was the outside lane? Now the number 7 of Dan Park jumps up there, trying to lend a hand to that young man. Less than a second separates out our top 15 drivers right now. Jackson Qualley pulls the chute. He drops back behind the 86 of Regal. Got to regroup. He saw how to get up there once. He'll be able to do that again later in the race. Dustin Buck back up front with a commanding lead, holding on over that number 72 machine. Fox is in the lead for a couple laps, but he wanted it back. Get bonus points for leading the most laps. Wernicke and Buck are teammates. I don't see Wernicke making any big choices right now. We're getting close to that halfway mark. I do expect these drivers to maybe start making plans for their pit stops. Under green flag conditions, you're almost guaranteed to lose one lap. But depending on when you pit, it should cycle back around to put you back on the lead lap when everybody else pits, as long as no cautions come out and trap you a lap down. Laps in the books. 32 left to go. Sean Patrick in that 26 machine, looking to try to lead a lap here at Talladega. He's got the 46 of Queering and the 38 of Moreau right behind him. And once again, here comes that 17 machine of Jackson Qualley. Back up to the front one more time. Currently riding in 9th place. Looks like Patrick lost a little bit of momentum that time by. Might have been because the 46 wasn't quite able to suck up close behind him. So we got two teammates up front with the 68 and 72. Behind them on the inside row, we have teammates of the 22 and 95. You can definitely see the pecking order here tonight. So far, teammates are working with teammates. You get down to 10 to go, that kind of goes out the window, and you're going to work with whoever is closest that you think you can get an advantage with. Nerves of steel, these guys running this close together for this long. The 94 of Dunford about to go a lap down. He is not pitted. Looks like he's just lost the draft. Unfortunate for him. Everybody was able to maneuver around him. No incidences there. Get a little sense of their speed on how fast these gentlemen are driving. Top speed so far by Dustin Bach, 213 miles an hour at one point. Oh, we got some warping going on by that number 26 machine. You got to be careful. You get it ever blinking in this type of racing scenarios. And bad things can happen pretty quick. That 26 machine, with help from the 46 of Tom Curring, is going to lead the lap. Going to lead lap 24. Here comes Dustin Buck charging back on that bottom, though. The completion of this lap, we will be halfway to the end. Two cars into the outside wall. That's Polsky and Stefan. Getting dicey up there on that high side. They're falling back now. Trying to find a place to fall back in line and work their way back up to the front. They lost all the momentum they had. Trying to make a third line work and scraping the wall. Ray Anderson, that 13 car, falling back a little bit from where he was a couple laps ago. He's still up 5 positions from where he started. Some of the ones that have fallen back, I'm assuming by choice here, are the 00 and that number 1. They're down 10 and 12 spots respectively. Kyle Lingerfeld down 9 spots. Looks like the 17 of Dean Jackson Qualley is in the pits. Currently running in that 22nd position. Not quite sure why he pits so early. Let's go back up front, see what our leaders are up to. Looks like we got a gaggle of cars coming to pit road. Ooh. Oh, watch out for that 72 machine. Came in way too hot. That's going to cost him. Let's watch Mr. Buck here. .72 just hits his pit stall. Buck is already down and away and back out on the racetrack. Total time on pit road, very quick. His pit stop itself was only 9:25. Looks like the rest of the leaders are now coming down pit road too. You got to be careful. Make sure you know where your pit stall is. Qualley's still on pit road. Didn't look like Fox took any tires. Devin Smith gonna beat him out on the pit road. Actually, Daniel Park, great pit stop by him. Dustin Buck comes back out in 10th place after we've cycled through. Pardon me, folks. Here comes the rest of the group catching up with that number 7 machine. They're going to latch on to him. Hamilton's going to jump to that outside lane. Ooh. Here comes this 55 of Jesse Adams on that high side. Dustin Buck charging back through the middle, looking to take his lead back. Matt Moreau looks like he might have got caught speeding on pit road. He just went down a lap. Alan Wernicke down a lap now after we cycled through. Dustin Buck working that high side. He's got the 16 of Travis Lapenas right behind him pushing. It does look like the 17 of Jackson Qualley is out of this event. Laps to go when we cross the stripe this time by, folks. We've only had one caution so far tonight. These guys have been putting on a very high-speed chess match. Dustin Buck has led the majority of the race, looking to take the lead back from Daniel Park. Daniel's got that number 95 pushing him through the tri-oval. Park's going to hold on to the lead this time by. Dustin Buck with the 16 and the 89 pushing him hard. He's getting to the door of that number 7 machine. Can't quite complete the pass though. Devin Smith giving that number 7 a little bump as they exit turn number 2, going down the back straightaway. Oh, 95 drifts up a little bit. Almost looks like he was close to getting into the left rear of that 68 machine. That would have been catastrophic right in front of the whole field. Looks like Dustin Buck will get scored for leading that lap. Oh, there's the big one, folks. Dustin Buck tried to clear the 7 of Park. Didn't look like he had the room. Oh, Hyde rolls over again. Let's back that one up and take a look. I'll get a little better angle on it here. Here he was cleared. He was cleared. Park just kind of drove into him. And collect the 95, the 22, the 00, and several other cars. Looks like Jesse Adams makes it through unscathed. Kyle Lingerfeld all the way down in the grass to avoid him. Hamilton thought he almost had it through, and the hole he was shooting for closed up on him. That's going to cause that 00 to roll over. Well, you saw it here, folks. Who would you say is at fault? Do you think the 68 is to blame, or do you think the number 7 of Park is to blame? A lot of damage to that 68 machine. Buck's going to have to come in. I can about imagine some of the things being said over the iRacing chat at this moment. It's probably a good thing we turned that one off before we started here tonight. There are no fast repairs in this league, so you have to fix the damage the best you can. They're going to keep a close eye on that pace car, and he'll try to get back out before that pace car so he does not go a lap down. That Buck Wild number 68 machine. Hard lick to the front of that car. Not a good deal. Travis Lapinus, that number 16 machine, able to take advantage, made it through clear, and he currently has the first position, getting in some bonus points for leading some laps here tonight. Right behind him, we got Brad Steffen, James Polsky in that number 93 car, Tom Query in the 46, Derek Regal, Dan Park, Kyle Lingerfeld, Joshua Reese, Jesse Adams, and Mr. James Budd. Good to see Mr. Budd back up in the top 10. He has had a rough couple weeks. Been crashed out of the last 2 races, and it wasn't anything he had done. Looks like Wernicke is dipping down the pit road one more time. Along with Matt Moreau. Looks like we're having a little bit of overlay issues. Let me see if I can't get those fixed here. Lights are off on the pace car. We're going to go green flag racing. That 16 machine with Brad Steffen on the outside of him. We're going to lead us back to the green flag. Once again, if you're looking for a new wrap, check out FALCONGRAFIX Designs on Facebook. We're accepting new requests. The prices are reasonable and turnaround time is pretty quick. We're looking to about a week. And we guarantee that we don't stop until you're happy. Alright, pace car has dipped off. Gonna get the green flag as they come out of the tri-oval. For those of you unfamiliar with Talladega, the start-finish line is probably a good 600 yards later than where you would expect it to be. They're in the tri-oval there. The start-finish line isn't until the end of pit road right there. And a lot can change from the tri-oval to where that start-finish line is. We've seen races won and lost in that distance. The 16 of Lepenis down low. Brad Steffen up high. He's got the 46 right behind Steffen. Tom has been up in that top group all the day long. Here comes that number 7 looking to make a move on the outside lane. Looking to make it 3 wide. Doesn't have the help. He's going to have to fall back in line behind that 46 machine. Now he's picked up the number 1 and the 8 car. He might have something building up there. And just like that, with 11 laps to go, we've got ourselves a race. 3 wide, 3 rows deep. Maybe even 4 rows deep. Coming to the stripe this time by, it is going to be 10 to go. That 93 all over the back bumper of Travis Lepenis. Trying to give him every advantage he can. Park might have had the lead that time on the outside. He's going to drop to the bottom. Bailed on the guys that got him there. That outside line's got to regroup. Steffen and Queering still in the middle groove, holding pretty strong. Matt Moreau was able to get back on the lead lap. Unfortunately for Wernicke, he did not get the wave around. Brad Steffen to the point, at least temporarily. Ooh, the 46 car might have got shuffled out of line. He's kind of hung up on that high side all by himself. He's going to get freight trained. Oh, we got some contact between the 26 and 46. Everybody keeps it pointed in the right direction. Now you can see where some of these drivers are starting to make a little more aggressive moves. Bud went from the outside line all the way down to the bottom in that number 8 machine to latch on behind the 81 of Chandler. Chandler having a really good race. He's up in the top 10 tonight. Brad Steffen holding on hard on that outside. Got the slight advantage going down the back straightaway. Chose not to jump down in front of that number 7 car. Tom Queering almost trying to make his own lane between Regal and the number 1 of Reese. Everybody kind of jockeying around for position right now. 7 laps to go. If you're outside the top 6 right now, your chances are getting slimmer and slimmer. That outside line starting to fade a little bit. They need to close up ranks and get a good push going on. Ooh, we just saw someone dive down to the bottom. I think that was the 95 of Devin Smith. Stefan hard charges on that outside. Still stays up on the top side, not willing to leave his teammates or the people that helped him get there, like we've seen all the other drivers do this evening. 6 laps to go for Park and Stefan. Dustin Buck is holding on to the lead lap, but he is way back in 18th position. Five laps to go. We're nose to tail, 6-7 rows deep right now. Brad Stefan followed by the 93 of Polsky. Looks like he knows what he needs to do as long as he can keep them cars in line behind him. Coming to the stripe, we're going to be 4 laps to go. Stefan had the edge that time. Still not dropping to the bottom. Swapping that lead back and forth. They only count the lead changes that are at the line. I'd hate to see how many we would be at if they counted every time these guys swap positions, just going down the back straightaway. This time by, it looks like that number 7 has a slight advantage. 3 laps to go. Ray Andrews in that number 13 machine, unlucky number 13, up into the 7th or 8th position, depending on when you look at the scoring pylon. Oh, getting a little squirrely. Some contact between the 24 and 1. Both of them keep it going straight. Queering falls back a little bit, lets the number 1 regain it. Reese now looking to make a move on the outside, maybe taking it 3 wide for this last couple laps. On the scoring pylon, scored Stefan as the leader, but it was close. 2 laps to go. If they take the white flag, The next flag after that will end the race, whether it's a caution flag or the checkered flag. Stefan got a huge lead going down the back straightaway. Still not diving down. He's sticking with that top line. Sticking with the guys that got him here. We got some lap cars coming in. They could be a problem for these leaders as they are running 3 wide. White flag is in the air. Buck and Wernicke drop all the way to the bottom, got out of the way for the lead pack of cars here. 3 wide down the back straightaway. Reese trying real hard on that outside to get something going. Now the 89 falls back in right in front of that number 7 machine. Coming out of turn number 4, we got the tri-oval. Oh, number 1's losing it. Whoa, we got damage. Everybody's crashing. Brad Steffen, James Polsky, and Tom Queering. What a finish. Wow. We'll give these guys a couple minutes to recoup and line back up. But according to my scoring pylon, it was Stefan Polsky and Tom Queering. Park Falls to 4th, Bud to 5th, Travis Lepenis in 6th, Josh Foxton in 7th, Derek Regal in 8th, Hamilton in 9th, and Ray Andrews rounding out our top 10. Top 3 cars are going to line up for their picture. And then we'll get these boys up in the booth for an interview. All right, finishing in 3rd, we got that number 46, Mr. Tom Queering.
How's it going, Mick?
Holy cow, buddy, what a finish.
Well, you know, sometimes you just gotta pull one out of the rear end and just shove your nose somewhere it shouldn't be.
Well, you're running one of my personal favorite paint schemes. I am a huge Jeff Gordon fan, always have been. Love that car.
Absolutely, you know, I just got this one from Justin Walbring there, Misfit Creations. It was supposed to be my season finale race, but it looked too damn good. I had to run it.
You couldn't have picked a better track to race it at, I think.
You know, and I was making kind of joking around with Justin there when he showed it to me last night that, you know, all I need is a Dale Earnhardt scheme there and we can start up a little rivalry. And I just happened to notice that there was an Earnhardt scheme going out there. I just couldn't get connected with him to, you know, rough him up a little.
Well, man, we only had 2 cautions tonight. A great race for Talladega. You can't go wrong with only 2 cautions.
No, especially on iRacing. You know, if you hop in on an official race here, these things tend to just be you just do pace laps, and you know it just goes to show the quality of drivers we have in this league that we can go 50 laps at Talladega almost the full way.
Especially with these cars, because these cars are not easy to push with. You got to be very careful. You got to make sure you're lined up just right because you can scoop that guy up in front of you pretty easily.
Absolutely. You know, the front bumper is a little bit lower than that back bumper, and if you hit just too hard or just off center, and you're going to send that guy ahead of you turning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, what a finish. I mean, they were crashing as we were crossing the stripe, but I don't think you can ask for a better race.
No, and I may be responsible for that crash across the line there. I saw, my future teammates, James and Brad, are both joining me on Top Groove Racing for season 6. Saw those two ahead of me. I gave them as hard of a push as I could to get ahead, and then I had to make some magic happen to snake that third place. And unfortunately, a few cars got caught up. But hey, I'll take a Top Groove top 3.
There you go, buddy. Who do you want to give a shout out to tonight? I know you got a special race coming up. Maybe we should talk about that real quick.
Sure. We got March 30th. I'm hosting the iRace for the kids. It'll be 200 lap feature race with the super late models at North Wilkesboro. $25 Canadian entry fee. 100% of the entry fees goes directly to the Jim Pest and Children's Hospital here in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. And if you happen to win that race, you will walk away with $500 Canadian. Top 5 paid out.
Oh, it's nice.
So, they'll take in registrations. We'll take those pretty much right up to race day, and I hope we have a big field out there. I will be broadcasting that race over on my YouTube channel, Top Groove Gaming, and hopefully we have a great show for the boys.
Well, I got to work late that night, so I won't be able to make the race, but I'll definitely be tuning in and watching once I get home.
Absolutely.
All right, buddy. Well, thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you back next week.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Driving in that number 93 car, only a second start in the Arca series. A name we haven't said too much. James, congratulations.
Man, that was a hell of a race, wasn't it? It had to be fun to watch, right?
Oh, that finish was amazing. You were glued to the back bumper of that 89 machine, and he didn't leave you out to dry like I noticed a lot of those guys were doing. They'd be able to, get out front, and then they'd fall to the bottom and just leave the guys that brought them there. But he stuck with you right until the end.
Well, we went into this race with a game plan, right? I told them, I'm pushing you to the win. One way or another, that's how it's going to work. And so in the beginning of the race, we just logged laps, didn't really care. Came down pit road. I felt like a lap too early. I felt like we shouldn't have went with that big ass group, but we did. And then I almost damn near made another bonehead move there, Mick. I hit the brakes and this thing is just sliding. The front tires were sliding. I'm like, oh my god. And I got into somebody, but we all made it through fine. No one was speeding, and so luckily we got lucky there. But yeah, we're gonna have to work on these green flag pit stops. That's I'm a short track guy, so I don't make a lot of those. So I got to practice that for sure. But yeah, after that, then we just decided to go in dig mode, and I was gonna stay to his bumper the last 8 laps or so. Like, you'll watch me go high every now and then because I was playing with that oil temp. It was blinking red going into 3 every single lap. So that last, with 2 to go, I backed off kind of a lot to just try to let it get some good air so I could push him to the lead. Once he got to the lead this time, I told him to get to the bottom, because he was there. And then I had the second lane, and man, and how about that? Me, him, and Tom come 1, 2, 3. This is our team for next season. So I'm pretty stoked with that. I know Tom was excited. Brad's excited. That was a hell of a race, Mick.
Heck yeah, buddy. And judging by the way the front end of your car looks, I'm not shocked you were having a problem with your oil temp.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if you stay on somebody's bumper long enough, it gets hot. So.
Oh, yes, sir. Well, congratulations. That was an awesome race to watch. Those last 20, 30 laps were awesome. Side by side, 2, 3 rows deep. Sometimes even 3 wide for 4 rows deep. It was pretty cool.
Man, that was a lot of fun, Mick. I really enjoyed that. It was a good time. Everybody raced everybody pretty respectfully. I think we only had 1 caution, I think, right? No, we had 2.
Yep.
We had 2. Yeah. I mean, great race at Talladega. That's rare that happens, man. Super stoked that worked out like that, and hell of a race, man.
Heck yeah. Well, congratulations. You guys definitely put on a school in there at the end. You showed them how teamwork was done, and we look forward to seeing you guys work together next season.
That's the plan, buddy. We hope to get a whole lot of 1, 2, 3s next season.
All right. You have a wonderful night, and we'll catch you again.
Thanks, Mac.
All right. Parking that number 89 in Victory Road, we got Mr. Bad Brad Steffen.
We're back here again. Yeah. Oh, that felt so good tonight.
Man, you and that 93 were hooked up on that high line for it felt like the whole last 20 laps.
Yeah, we had a game plan going into the race. Being Dag, I wanted to stay in the back. I don't even know why I decided to qualify, but I did, and it's like, all right, let's go to the back. Around lap maybe 25, 30, it's like I want to try to get back up toward the field, and then we're running low on fuel, maybe about 8 laps fuel left. It's like, well, what do we do? We're way in the back. We need to gain some spots. So we're with the pack when they go to pit, and we made our way up to the middle of the pack, and then pit there took I think we took right side tires, or one pit stop we took right side tires. I think that's what really saved us. The car was getting really tight. I know I hit the wall once. He followed me right into it. And,
I saw that, yep.
yeah. When we were 3 wide, it was scared the crap out of us. But yeah. So it's like, okay, thank God we got them tires, and yeah, we just stayed hooked up. Man, just heck of a run tonight.
One thing I like to see, and I know you guys are teammates, but you stuck with them. You would get out front, and you could have dropped below and left him high and dry, but you stuck with them on that high line until that very last lap.
Yep. He was. We were just grooving. I was just gelling. We had the mojo, and I couldn't leave him. I knew what that inside line would do. He's gonna get the run, then he's gonna be in front. I don't. What we had going on was just a pitch perfect plan, and I couldn't leave him there till the end. He's like, go down, go down. I'm like, all right, and we got the dub.
Yep, you guys executed that thing with perfection.
We really did. It couldn't have gone any better.
Well, congratulations. That's a good way to put a feather in the cap of these older Arca cars, and we got the new ones coming out at the beginning of next season. We got 2 more races with these cars, and I think we're gonna have some fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be a blast. All of us competitors here, we can't wait. It's that new car is a lot of fun, and just want to thanks to the sponsors, East West Coast Apparel, you in the booth, Mick, Dean, everyone who puts the show on, and all the competitors came out just fantastic tonight. Super happy.
Heck yeah. Well, thank you very much. It was an enjoyment to watch you guys battle side by side for so long.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go watch it now because that was super exciting. I'm still vibing. I'm so pumped up right now.
All right, buddy. Well, congratulations. We'll look forward to seeing you back next week.
Thank you, sir. Take care.
You too. Well, that's going to do it for us here at All the Dirt Racing. Tune in tomorrow night where we're going to race some mini stocks on dirt and asphalt. Seasons are closing down there. I've got second place not locked up. Kyle Thayer is coming on strong. 1 point behind me with 2 races left. All right, you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you very much.